In the recent past, we've seen how borrowers have been harassed by microfinancial institutions across different states. And in order to protect such borrowers in Karnataka, the government brought about something called the Microfinance Ordinance, which is aimed at protecting the borrowers from the harassment and also the torture by microfinancial institutions. But this particular ordinance, which was submitted to the governor after the cabinet approved it, was rejected by Gehlot. And the governor cited that there are several regulatory excesses and disproportionate punishments, such as a 10-year imprisonment and a 5 lakh rupees fine as well. So now the Karnataka government has also responded after their ordinance was rejected. The Karnataka Home Minister, Dr. G. Parmeshwara, said that the government would address the governor's concerns and resubmit the Karnataka Microfinance Ordinance for his assent as well. Abhishek is joining me live from Bengaluru. Abhishek, please tell us about the latest face-off between the governor and the government over this microfinancing ordinance, because it is a very, very important ordinance as per the Karnataka government, which helps the government protect borrowers from, harassment of borrowers at the hands of these loan sharks.
Deepak, Governor Gehlot has sent back the ordinance which has been proposed by the government of Karnataka. Governor Gehlot says that the ordinance which has to be passed is not completely technically all right at this point of hour, because the content says a person who the microfinance institution, whichever is committing any fraud or any fraudulent means to collect the loan lent, they would suggest a 10-year jail imprisonment and around 5 lakh rupees fine imposed on the microfinance institution. Governor Gehlot says this is not a practical solution on the microfinance lenders. The government has only kept keen interest on the borrowers, and the mutual interest of lenders has not been taken into consideration, is what Gehlot feels at this hour. He also says bringing the current law into regulation would probably lessen the burden on microfinance institutions and also the borrowers. He has also said the government should have a cabinet discussion on the same and then come into a conclusion and then pass the ordinance, instead of passing the ordinance all of a sudden in a hurry. Governor Gehlot also says imprisonment of 10 years is a long term, and the microfinance institution can only give up to loans up to 3 lakhs, whereas the fine imposed on them is 5 lakhs. So there is a huge difference between the loan lent and the fine collected. However, on the contrary note, Home Minister G. Parmeshwara says the government would respond with all the required answers to the governor's office and make sure that this ordinance would be passed in a couple of days. Home Minister Parmeshwara also said that all the necessary...
That's right, Abhishek. Now, the Karnataka government has said that they will take into consideration all, the concerns of the Karnataka governor and then submit a fresh proposal of the ordinance, which will then be looked into by the governor once again before he signs off on this particular ordinance, which will then be converted to a bill. We'll have to wait and watch how the Karnataka government will tweak this particular microfinance ordinance before it resubmits it to the governor.